live in mindfulness, we have been understanding and discussing about conventional methods for attaining the purity. The most beautiful thing about the conventional methods that you don't need a specific time. You are already all the time, whether you are living a personal life, professional life, social life, you can be into that mode of a practice. The moment you say that you don't have a time, then you did not understand about the conventional methods. And one of them we have been talking about is yasna or yajna. These are the methods to purify the mind. Purity of the mind is mandatory in order to realize and awaken to the real self. Otherwise, nothing is going to happen. Many people join. They claim that they have understood and then they leave. Or after leaving, they get more frustrated. They have more stress and suffering. Why? The intellect claims I have understood, but I have not realized. Not realized. Without purity, the mind cannot realize the real self. Permanent peace and happiness is not possible. So sometimes people go, no, why should I practice? I don't have enough time today and tomorrow. So another part of these conventional methods, that the moment you are in a waking state, you start the journey. Your thought, your speech, your action, your response should include what? Contribute, connect consciously, and be grateful. You even think of it. In your mind, you simply think of it and it will change. The moment you start thinking in that direction, it will definitely change. That is what we are understanding. There are many conventional methods, but one of them is yasna. All conventional methods, remember, don't forget, the 5 points to change the mind, to change the life. 5 points. I have to continue to make an effort. You remember, crows, effort, focus like a crane, sleep like a dog or our pet, and filtering out both the food and the thoughts from your mind. Remember this. Keep in your mind, the moment you wake up, it will take some time. But the moment you are in a waking state, you move into the conventional methods to live your life. Normally, what happens the moment we wake up, because of the past impressions, because of our habit, because of our impulses, the mind builds a very subtle ego and it starts working out of the ego. So that demands a tremendous change in our perception, in our outlook, in our thought, in our speech, in our action. We are understanding the first conventional method is known as yajna or yasna. Let me tell you something very interesting, and it should go into your head and it should remain present all the time. We have beautiful highways. I don't remember which president said something, it's a kind of a proverb, but if you have a very smooth, plain highways, We don't need any kind of a shock absorber in our cars. But if the road has a rough patch, have pits and the holes, we must have a shock absorber. But why I'm saying so? This world, every day, we find a new situation, a rough patch. We need a shock absorbers, and conventional method works as a shock absorber. Did you get it? We have always have challenges in our life. No one can say that we don't have challenges. We have challenges with the body, we have challenges with the mind, we have challenges with the likes and dislikes, we have challenges in our professional life, social life, family life. Conventional method will work as a very strong shock absorber. Think of this. Yasna can act, and one of this conventional method is the yasna. It can work as a shock absorber any time, in any situation, in any relationship. Did you understand? Say yes, even if you did not. So you have to think of it. Think of it. It works as a shock absorber. Look at it. Last time I said, does anyone send the SMS email to you? Be sad. Moment I come in front, be angry over me, react to me. No one says. No one writes to you. But still we become. Why? Because of those impressions have created a typical personality in us that is ready to react. And then we repent. Look at the shock absorber. I want to talk about a little bit about Hitler also to make you understand. Then you will appreciate what is this conventional method is. I know during the Second World War, yes, around 1943, there was no CIA. There was, what was that? Some strategic services. And in the Second World War, they cannot know anything about the Hitler, what he is planning. And I'm relating it to the conventional methods. You'll be amazed to it. So there is a book, I read it last year, Analysis of a Personality of Adolf Hitler. So there is no human spying so that they can get some information about the Hitler. So there was a psychologist by the name Murray. He started collecting all the political speeches of the Hitler to understand his personality. He collected all the speeches, and ultimately he described Hitler as a paranoid, utter rack, incapable of normal human relationship. So can we analyze our thought, our speech, our action every day? We will find out where we get upset, where we get sad, we are not supposed to, where we get angry, we are not supposed to, where we react, we don't need to. Terry has come out, the maid makes me crazy, but now she has not been complaining for the last couple of months. That conventional methods, you don't say these are the conventional methods. They prove to be a great shock absorber. And ultimately, you realize how to bring about a change in my life. Meditation is not just sitting for an hour. Today I have time, tomorrow I don't have time. No, It is living in a moment from moment to moment, 24 by 7, in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life. All the conventional methods. Think of it. What is our goal? Goal is to realize that real self. Why? To bring an end to the suffering once and for all. Two, to awaken to the permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. To think, speak, and act in that state in my personal, in my professional, in my social and family life. That is the grand vision our masters have laid down for us. Do you find I related it to the Hitler because the whatever I express in the world, how I connect to the world, that is what is all about his political speeches. And that is what we connect to the world out of the past impression, impulsive nature, habit. And that is responsible for our success and the failure in the world. That is responsible for my stress. That is responsible for my anger, hesitation, duality, and a conflict. So, in that category of yasna, the first conventional methods, uh, first is all about, it is known as the God Yajna. The God is used in a different sense, not the God of a religion, the Dev Yajna. So, all these five elements, including the solar system, is considered as a giver. So, anyone who is only a giver is known as a god, Dev. Dev. Sanskrit word Dev means the giving. So when they are giving, can I connect myself consciously? That is the first type of the yasna. The second type of the yajna, the parents and the ancestors. How I am born? From my parents. So my parents are not the ultimate cause. Oh, their parents, their parents, their parents. Can I become aware of it consciously? Can I become aware? Can I live consciously? So, what is going to happen? Your mind drops all the blame and complaints against your parents and ancestors. Then there is a Brahma Yajna. Brahma means infinity, the supreme consciousness or the pure consciousness, or you can say the real self. How could I have taught you and passed on this wisdom if the master did not teach me? If his master did not teach me, teach him. So there is a continuity of that knowledge and the wisdom. So we should connect consciously to that. Or whosoever, Einstein, Edison, during the last 300 years. So we should think of the connect, contribute, great gratitude. You are thinking in your mind only. By that thinking, we bring about a change in our thought process. And ultimately, the thought process changes our feeling also. So the three types of yajna, the fourth type of yajna is known as the Manushya yajna. The Manushya yajna is all about how can I contribute to a member in the family, to my kids or to my parents or to the friends, rather than we continue gossiping, that guy is crazy, this guy is good, this guy is bad. Our mind is obsessed with these thoughts. Do you agree with me? Normally, our mind is, so it gives a new way of perceiving the thing, living with the people. Manushya Yajna. And the last one, Yajna, is it is known as the Bhoot Yajna. So Bhoot Yajna simply means that in what way I can contribute to the other living species. We already have a pet, but our pet serves our selfishness. We don't serve them. That is the point. If I have a pet, do I serve them? Or I get obsessed? I'm not talking about. I remember, but I know. So think of this, how yajna can redefine my thought, my speech, my action. The moment you redefine, your mind begins the purification process. Think of this. If you do not understand, send an email or you can ask the question, but be very clear that how I connect to these 5 or 6 groups of the things and the people in the world. Normally, we connect through our ego, through our selfishness, through our desires. So our master says that no, change that pattern. Change how you connect makes the things. That is why I gave an example of the Hitler, how his political speeches, how he connected to the people in the German. It's a very good PDF, file. You can analysis, something like analysis of it. What is going to happen? Another part that is not a secret. We feel and choose to think, speak, and act the way we want. That is one aspect of it. But the world moves the other way. It is independent. It puts us into a different situation, condition in our relationship. How to connect it? First thing is to remove that selfishness. Mind is empty. Now you are ready to connect, contribute. It's going to, I can tell you that you will remain relaxed all the time, calm all the time. The joy is always with you all the time. I'm making it very simple. Connect, contribute, and gratitude. It creates a favorable condition in situations in our life. So if you summarize this yajna, think that yajna means to connect to the material universe outside, the people outside at your home, and the people who have carried forward this knowledge. Whether it's a scientific knowledge or it's Eastern wisdom, it doesn't make any difference. Who have given us the birth, helped in our growth, masters and researchers who contributed in our journey of life, other living species around us. So when my mind perceives in the mode of a contribution and being grateful, your mind is not wandering anywhere. It does not need to wander. It cannot be distracted. You start experiencing the sense of freedom inside. Our masters, enlightened masters, they face the same world, same situation, same opportunity. So their perception is totally changed. The way we should follow the conventional methods to help prevent the mind, to help prevent the mind to follow its vasana. The word vasana means all that is deposited, accumulated in our mind in terms of the desires and the craziness and the obsession. To change the pattern of the thinking, speaking, and acting in day to day life, to minimize the occurrence of the suffering, not to allow the mind to create an unfavorable situation at any, to change the mind and move it from the impurity to the purity. It loosens the moment you start thinking and have a right perception about the world outside. It loosens the grip of the past impressions, the crazy thoughts, and the negative attitude and the behavior. That is one thing, and I have been repeating it. All our achievements, so called achievements, success, prosperity, calmness, and peace, are related to the existence. I can give you one example and then you can think of it. Say, for example, I like pasta. I want to eat pasta. But if the digestive system is not correct, what will happen? We are not conscious of it. Are you getting it? Simple thing. Such a simple thing. This digestive system doesn't allow me to eat a certain food that I like. So I'm not connected to this material body consciously. I'm not contributing so that I should have a healthy digestive system. And then I prefer to eat what I like, which is harmful to the digestive system. Are you getting it? Such a simple thing. So the more you think in these terms, you will discover, oh, it is because I have been living unconsciously, selfishly, even in the matter of the food. That is why I have a problem. And I can promise you, even Master's promises that 90% of your challenges will go up. That is the power of this conventional methods. Because you start living consciously from moment to moment. Think of it, my friend. I'm concluding the yasna and then we will take up another part. I can also add, and again relating to the Hitler, yasna is a program to draw the degree and intensity of our ego, selfishness, and the impurity. You can say it is a program and a practice that minimizes the occurrence of a negative ego, means it reduces it. It reduces the fear and the frustration. It makes us aware of, oh, I have a strong likes, and that created an obsession in the mind. And my mind has started thinking about that object or a person. So now you start connecting consciously, contributing, being grateful. That level of fear and the frustration drops. It doesn't mean that you are not working what you want to work. Keep on working. It gives you a tremendous strength inside that you have never realized in the past. That is the power of yajna. So when we talk about that, are we the highest level of a seeker? We become the highest level of a seeker, and then only we need only to understand, and the journey continues to evolve us. Any point in any relationship, whether you are connecting yourself to your home, in a big way, the five elements, connecting to your parents and ancestors. We are not talking of anything religion or morality and ethics. We are just, our goal is to purify them. And nothing to do with religion and morality and ethics. Forget about that. Then the knowledge, the way. We all have a phone, and then contribution by those people. We don't realize it. Contribution by this body, whether I should eat a particular food or not, or I can eat anything. I'm passing on this knowledge through this body, larynx. Is it not a contribution? Think. It's a total reorientation the way we live, think, and work in the world. Whether you are living a professional life, personal life, family life. That is the power of this yes. Let us close your eyes, position of the body, settle in the comfort. Settle in the comfort. Can you become aware of the contribution made by the body and the mind to experience the comfort at a very subtle level? And it's a plain, simple fact. The moment you have that conscious awareness, what is going to happen? The mind that is jumping here and there will stop jumping. That is the main point. Or we are still struggling with the body. That is what I told you. We discussed. The world outside moves in its own independent way. Our ego wants to control that with certain impulses, behavior, preferences. So there is always a conflict between the two. And if that conflict remains, look at it being comfortable. So I settle in a comfort and I check it consciously. Don't forget the contribution. Look at the neck joint, be there. No duality and a conflict in the mind means we are aware. We are now aware of the joints, neck joint sensation, comfort, and steadiness. The moment you experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness without any opposition of the mind, you are settled in comfort. After that, there is a space. So there is that space and emptiness. It helps the mind to move within. What prevents me? Bunch of thoughts. Why these thought comes? Because of the past impression, because of our ego. Moving from the objective to subjective reality. Now you see the thoughts are still coming. Don't participate. It is lane number one. That level of awareness will only come by an understanding of the role of yasna in our daily life. You see the lane number one? Lane number two is the instructions that I am giving you. I am passing on the knowledge. And the result is the lane number three, the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So when you are following it consciously, you are already contributing. Don't overthink. Look at the shoulder joints, be there, conscious. Then experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And then your mind says, no, I'm not in a mood to do it. So that is lane number one. So simple. Why you don't participate? Because of the unwanted, unwelcome thoughts are there that you don't want and still they come. So you are contributing to the mind. You're saying to the mind that I'm not going to increase your intensity and degree of your obsession and reaction. How? By knowledge, by awareness. So you are able to maintain that you are settled in the comfort. Why I said so, sometimes we meet people, we find we are uncomfortable with those. You are able to say goodbye to the lane number one. That makes you uncomfortable with the people. Otherwise, what is not in the world, that is not beautiful. And then we slip into the being carefree. So carefree makes us clear. Lane number one, thoughts, unwanted, unwelcome thoughts are coming from the past, memory, habit, likes, dislikes. Now I can observe these unwanted, unwelcome thoughts create a set of pattern in my behavior and attitudes, is responsible for unfavorable situation, conditions, stress, long list. How? Lane number two, that is the knowledge. The result, you find is a set of calmness. Can I be carefree all the time? All the time. What it means all the time? You're doing years now. Because that lane number one and their thoughts, feeling, and the sensations and the images, you see them separate from you. You have enough time to contribute, to move consciously, to act consciously. That brings us what we use the phrase living in a moment. And then we have a strong way to do it. Once you are able to separate lane number one, two, and three, you are not participating in the lane number one. So with the lane number two, you introduce Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. You're introducing this thought different from the lane number one. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. So recitation alone is not enough. We have to think of the meaning. Let there be a happiness or well-being for all. But that is also not enough until we reflect. How? Why? Happiness is all our essential nature. There is no living species on this planet or the universe who is not seeking peace. They all are seeking peace, yes. Even without having a session, yes. Mosquito, elephant, tiger. Oh, it means it is the essential nature. So what happens? Your mind goes to the existence. The most important thing that I have been repeating, that we are the seekers of the Eastern wisdom. We know how to bypass the egoistic thinking, speaking, and acting. Others do not know. So if the others do not know, are you not calm? Can you not be calm? Are you not ready to respond to those people, even in your family, in the society, in your personal, professional, and social life? The mind is not easily convinced until you repeat it all the time. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Lay number two, put the knowledge, meaning. Peace is our essential nature of all the living being. So the moment you reflect like this, you already jump to the lane number three, and then you are ready to respond. That is also a way to yasna contributing. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Let there be completeness in all. Mosquito is complete in itself. Mango tree is complete in itself. Mountain is complete in itself. Only problem is with us. Why? The intellect moves in a wrong direction. Comparison, likes and dislikes. See that. From where they come, lane number one. So that sense of completeness puts us into a journey of self-discovery. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let there be auspiciousness for all. Remember, don't forget, auspiciousness, when we say you have a right knowledge, the moment you have a right knowledge in the lane number two, it cannot prevent you not to move to the joy. You are aware with the joy. You can say in your mind, pushing the mind with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Check that you leave the lane number one. With the two, you are totally absorbed. The time will come. Only these two or three steps, being comfortable, being carefree, and then the mantra, and you are already there. So it will help us to understand the degree and the intensity by which we practice and the level of the purity we have in the mind. And leave this. We will continue with the breathing. As you know that body is settled in comfort, mind is looking inside the forehead in the space, there it drops Om Shanti, and you start breathing quick and fast from the chest. Expansion and contraction of the chest should continue. Just see, go on, continue. Lane number one will pose the challenges. It's the mind. Mind will say, no, I cannot do it. I don't want to do it. And we still push. Did I tell you the frequency and the intensity by which we do it consciously? And stop it, do nothing. And you can easily notice what is happening in the lane number three, an experience of a kind of self absorption, or maybe relaxation, or maybe freshness. Don't go into the physiological, biochemical relaxation, etc. Our goal is the purity of the mind. And now keep on, your Om Shanti continues, body remains steady, and start breathing from the belly. Inhale, the belly goes out. Exhale, the belly goes, squeezes in. It will help us to know that we can go for a longer duration of the practice. I'll speak less and we will do a longer practice. Continue, Om Shanti also continues. The body remains steady and the breath is moving into the belly. And stop it. You may have a variety of experiencing from the tingling to the numbness to the vision, and those visions and colors might have been minimized. The mind wants to remain in that state. The mind simply jumps to the lane number three. So it's not that by the breathing it jumps into that state. It is how long I'm able to maintain that. That defines the purity of the mind. And now keep on doing Om Shanti. And now is the time to do the breathing from both the belly and the chest. Long, deep. Om Shanti continues. Steadiness in the body continues. You find consciously moving the breath into the belly, then into the rib cage, and breathing out from the belly and from the rib cage. Squeezing effect in the expansion. And you discover the lane number three brings unusual experiences. You recognize it, you accept it, and you continue. Long, deep in the hissing sound in the beginning, and after that, you will discover that the sound disappears. Why it disappears? Because the nasal passes is 100% clear. It's like a hollow pipe. Today we are doing 3 minutes each. And stop this, do nothing. Looking inside the cave of your heart, triangle, move, pointing upward, equilateral triangle, move the mind on the triangle, dropping Om Shanti. What is the point of understanding is here that you move the mind slowly or of that duration by which you complete Om Shanti. What it means? You're working on the mind. That is the secret. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, you give two situations to the mind and you see, oh, it is possible. You're doing it a couple of times. Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And you can see the sync of the movement of the mind with Om Shanti. And once you see that, then push the mind at the center of the triangle inside the cave of your heart by long mental. Longer you do in your mind, the mind moves deep inside into the infinite space, seemingly stops. There you drop Shanti. And you can consciously find it's a kind of self absorption. Be there. No, we may express that experience of no man's land, infinity, total self absorption, etc., etc. And the moment the mind returns again, it has to return to the lane number one, unwanted, unwelcome. So you can do it again on a triangle and then move deeper. Stay there. And when you drop the Shanti, what happens? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Check your mind. Is your mind ready to return or it doesn't want to return? And that is your conscious experience. Now bring the mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. We'll share our experiences and bring the hands down. How are you, Stephen?
I'm really, really good. Thank you. It was, I don't want to use the word timeless, but it was almost as if time stood still.
Yeah.
I remember I just listening to your voice and going through each one of the steps. There was no anticipation of the next move. There was no thought about what was coming next. There was no thought about what was in the past. I was just, I guess, truly in the moment. The only thing that was startled me during the entire time was, I think, in between the Sarve Sham and the fast breathing, you sang one verse of the Om Shanti, and it sent a pulse from through my left arm into my heart center.
Ah,
That was almost shock. I was like shocked by it, and
yeah.
then just settled right back in. So it's just a great experience. Thank you.
Yeah, lot of energy movement will also be felt during the practice while chanting or even breathing, or even when you are not breathing and pushing the mind with the Om inside the cave of your heart. Yeah, that's really good. Wonderful. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, just a wonderful experience. It was very timeless. It was a lot of time in lane number 3. And, I did have some temperature changes in the body through the thing I noticed. But other than that, I was just kind of in lane 3.
Beautiful. We recognize that we are always in the lane number 3. So when that happens, it's a beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. Thank you. That is what occurred to me today, is that we are always in lane 3. However, we also have to always go through lane 1 and 2. But when we're in 1 and 2, lane 3 is with us. But with the interactions and the things that we do through the day, sometimes we have to go through the mud, right? But it doesn't mean that lane 3 isn't with us. And the people that we're with and the interactions that we have, we don't know where they are, and it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
We don't have to know where they are. There's lots of paths, and everybody's on their path. So
Beautiful. Normally what happens that I discussed, I think we have trillions and trillions of impressions accumulated, not only in this birth, from the previous birth. And those impressions need to be emptied completely. And that takes a time. And the best thing is to follow the conventional method for the purity. You rightly said that it is not that the others know. And what others are doing, it is none of my business. I should remain in the lane number 2 and 3 and respond it. Finished. So I don't get into anxiety. I don't react. But it doesn't mean sometimes you have to get the things done, you have to shout. Okay, do it, but without any impact from the lane number 1. It's a beautiful. How are you, Samir?
Sir, I felt very happy on my heart center today. When I
Very
finished the meditation, I was means something flowing out of my heart and going towards my mind, and means it's just a feeling of happiness. Means
very good.
I don't know what, but that
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes happiness or the joy, and sometimes we experience an extraordinary awareness of timelessness. Lot of experiences takes place. It was a good meditation. So how are you, Brandy?
Good morning. I'm fine. Thank you for the meditation and the lesson. I find that sometimes on the days that I need the steps the most, I go the deepest in my practice, which was the case today. So once I got there, I didn't want to come out. And I
Good.
don't want to go in either initially, right? Like you said, the mindset tries to fight it, but the steps were very useful in getting me into a really deep space today.
Yes, yes, it happens. The lane number 1 always objects to it. And it always looks outside. But the moment I move to the lane number 2, then it starts understanding I have to look inside. So that I won't use the word struggle, but these patterns always present with everyone, including those awakened ones, because they are living in the same world. But question is how to respond to it. So better response during the day at every moment in your life makes the life better, beautiful. How are you, Terry?
I went right. Oh, there's an echo. Just a minute.
Yes.
Fred,
Okay, I could
there
see.
are two machines on.
Yeah.
Second, let me get rid of it.
Oh, she stood up immediately.
I'm trying to turn this off. I'm trying to. Hmm? Okay. Turn it on? Yeah. Echoing. Okay. I turned it off. I went right into it and I felt very light and I felt sort of transparent for a minute. And
Good.
then I think I fell asleep towards the end. I don't know where I was. I heard you talking that it was the end of the session and I was like, oh, I missed something. So I might have been asleep. I'm not sure.
No, you didn't miss anything. You're perfectly in a calm state, and that is what I'm looking for. Later, that state.
Yeah.
What for everyone? It is for everyone. You have
No,
to.
I'm not hearing you. How strange. Now I'm talking. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? No problem.
I don't know what's going on.
Sometimes you should not hear me.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
You're going.
On the other computer, you were talking.
Okay.
I had a lot of trouble finding the link, so I had both computers on.
Okay. Okay. No problem. How are you, Cam?
I don't know, I'm not sure what to do because I can't hear you.
It's okay. Cam, how are you?
I'm good. It was very smooth meditation today, very peaceful. Felt really good.
Very good. Good. Wonderful. So we'll allow that through the conventional method, go out in the world without any worries and problems. So how are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. Sir, I'm good. It was peaceful. I'm totally absorbed. It was very smooth.
Very good. Yeah. Absorbed soon. That is a good meditation. Ashok, how are you?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
It was a very good and peaceful. And initially, but there was some in the body,
Disturbances.
disturbances
Yeah.
in the body. But later on, applied the knowledge, and then becomes quiet and peace and calm. Then going on,
Very
and during the daytime as well, we, all the times I remind myself in which lane I am, and when the
good.
situation comes, then where I am, what I have to do, I just switch out the lane, and then the things become all right. Or that is.
You're perfectly good. You see that? It is the lane number one says that lane number one tells my mind that I have to be sad when you come in front of me. I have to react to you. I have to be angry. I have to do this thing. It is not the other person who sends the message.
Mm.
So once you are 100% clear and settled in the lane number two, the result is always lane number three. I don't want to say whether you fight or not, but it's not a question of fighting, because the lane number two gives you that wisdom to respond, and that response is a contribution, connecting consciously, and know what kind of a response that I have to give to an environment, to a person, to a food, to our pet. That is all beautiful. We will take up the second conventional method in our next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Namaste.